Companies are building these new GPU clouds to serve the startups, and I really appreciate that. This is all possible because Nvidia is everywhere. We integrate our libraries, all of the CUDA-X libraries I talked to you about, all the open source AI models that I talked about, all of the models that I talked about. We integrated into AWS, for example. Really love working with Matt. We integrated into Google Cloud, for example. Really love working with Thomas. Each one of these clouds integrate Nvidia GPUs and our computing, our libraries, as well as our models. Love working with Satya over at Microsoft Azure. Love working with Clay at Oracle. Each one of these clouds integrate the Nvidia stack. As a result, wherever you go, whichever cloud you use, it works incredibly. We also integrate Nvidia libraries into the world's SaaS, so that each one of these SaaS will eventually become agentic SaaS. I love Bill McDermott's vision for ServiceNow. There you go. I think that might have been Bill. Hi, Bill. And so ServiceNow, what is it, 85% of the world's enterprise workflows. SAP, 80% of the world's commerce. Christian Klein and I are working together to integrate NVIDIA libraries, CUDA-X and Nemo and Nemotron, all of our AI systems into SAP. Working with Sassine over at Synopsys, accelerating the world's CAE, CAD, EDA tools so that they could be faster and could scale. Helping them create AI agents. One of these days, I would love to hire AI agent ASIC designers to work with our ASIC designers. Essentially, the cursor of Synopsys, if you will. We're working with Anirudh. Anirudh, I saw him earlier today. He was part of the pre-game show. Cadence, doing incredible work, accelerating their stack, creating AI agents so that we can have Cadence AI ASIC designers and system designers working with us. Today, we're announcing a new one. AI will supercharge productivity. AI will transform just about every industry. But AI will also supercharge cybersecurity challenges, the bad AIs. And so we need an incredible defender. I can't imagine a better defender than CrowdStrike. George is here. He was, yep, I saw him earlier. We are partnering with CrowdStrike to make cybersecurity speed of light, to create a system that has cybersecurity AI agents in the cloud, but also incredibly good AI agents on-prem or at the edge. This way, whenever there's a threat, you are moments away from detecting it. We need speed, and we need a fast agentic AI, super smart AIs. I have a second announcement. This is the single fastest enterprise company in the world. Probably the single most important enterprise stack in the world today, Palantir Ontology. Anybody from Palantir here? Just talking to Alex earlier. This is Palantir Ontology. They take information, they take data, they take human judgment, and they turn it into business insight. We work with Palantir to accelerate everything Palantir does so that we could do data processing at a much, much larger scale and more speed. Whether it's structured data of the past, and of course we'll have structured data, human recorded data, unstructured data, and process that data for our government, for national security, and for enterprises around the world, process that data at speed of light, and to find insight from it. This is what it's going to look like in the future. Palantir is going to integrate NVIDIA so that we could process at the speed of light in an extraordinary scale. Okay? NVIDIA and Palantir. Let's talk about physical AI. Physical AI requires 3 computers. Just as it takes 2 computers evaluate it and then inference it, okay? So that's the large GB200 that you see. In order to do it for physical AI, you need 3 computers. You need the computer to train it. This is GB, the Grace Blackwell unveiling 72. We need a computer that does all of the simulations that I showed you earlier with Omniverse DSX. It basically is a digital twin for the robot to learn how to be a good robot and for the factory to essentially be a digital twin. That computer is the second computer, the Omniverse computer. This computer has to be incredibly good at generative AI, and it has to be good at computer graphics, sensor simulation, ray tracing, signal processing. This computer is called the Omniverse computer. And once we train the model, simulate that AI inside a digital twin, and that digital twin could be a digital twin of a factory as well as a whole bunch of digital twins of robots. Then you need to operate that robot, and this is the robotic computer. This one goes into a self-driving car. Half of it could go into a robot, okay? Or you could actually have, robots that are quite agile and quite fast in operations, and it might take two of these computers. And so this is the Jetson Thor robotics computer. These three computers all run CUDA, and it makes it possible for us to advance physical AI. AI that understand the physical world, understand laws of physics, causality, permanence, physical AI. We have incredible partners working with us to create the physical AI of factories. We're using it ourselves to create our factory in Texas. Now, once we create the robotic factory, we have a bunch of robots that are inside it. And these robots also need the physical AI, applies physical AI, and works inside the digital twin. Let's take a look at it.
America is reindustrializing, reshoring manufacturing across every industry. In Houston, Texas, Foxconn is building a state-of-the-art robotic facility for manufacturing Nvidia AI infrastructure systems. With labor shortages and skills gaps, digitalization, robotics, and physical AI are more important than ever. The factory is born digital in Omniverse. Foxconn engineers assemble their virtual factory in a Siemens digital twin solution developed on Omniverse technologies. Every system, mechanical, electrical, plumbing, is validated before construction. Siemens Plant Simulation runs design space exploration optimizations to identify ideal layout. When a bottleneck appears, engineers update the layout, with changes managed by Siemens Team Center. In Isaac Sim, the same digital twin is used to train and simulate robot AIs. In the assembly area, FANUC manipulators build GB300 tray modules. By manual manipulators from FII and skilled AI install bus bars into the trays, and AMRs shuttle the trays to the test pods. Then, Foxconn uses Omniverse for large-scale sensor simulation, where robot AIs learn to work as a fleet. In Omniverse, Vision AI agents built on Nvidia Metropolis and Cosmos watch the fleets of robots and workers from above to monitor operations and alert Foxconn engineers of anomalies and safety violations, or even quality issues. And to train new employees, agents power interactive AI coaches for easy worker onboarding. The age of U.S. reindustrialization is here, with people and robots working together.
The future of manufacturing, the future of factories. I want to thank our partner, Foxconn. Yang Liu, the CEO, is here. But all of these ecosystem partners make it possible for us to create the future of robotic factories. The factory is essentially a robot that's orchestrating robots to build things that are robotic. This is the amount of software necessary to do this is so intense that unless you could do it inside a digital twin, to plan it, to design it, to operate it inside a digital twin, the hopes of getting this to work is nearly impossible. I'm so happy to see also that Caterpillar, my friend Joe Creed, and his 100-year-old company is also incorporating digital twins in the way they manufacture. These factories will have future robotic systems, and one of the most advanced is Figure. Brett Adcock is here today. He founded a company 3.5 years ago. They're worth almost $40 billion today. We're working together in training the AI, training the robot, simulating the robot, and of course, the robotic computer that goes into Figure. Really amazing. I had the benefit of seeing it. It's really quite extraordinary. It is very likely that humanoid robots, and my friend Elon is also working on this, that this is likely going to be one of the largest new consumer electronics markets, and surely one of the largest industrial equipment market. Peggy Johnson and the folks at Agility are working with us on robots for warehouse automation. The folks at Johnson & Johnson working with us again, training the robot, simulating it in digital twins, and also operating the robot. These Johnson & Johnson surgical robots are even going to perform surgery that are completely non-invasive surgery at a precision the world's never seen before. And of course, the cutest robot ever, the Disney robot. And this is something really close to our heart. We're working with Disney Research on an entirely new framework and simulation platform based on revolutionary technology called Newton. And that Newton simulator makes it possible for the robot to learn how to be a good robot inside a physically aware, physically based environment. Let's take a look at it. Blue, ladies and gentlemen, Disney Blue. Tell me that's not adorable. He's not adorable. We all want one. We all want one. Now, remember, everything you were just seeing, that is not animation. It's not a movie. It's a simulation. That simulation is an Omniverse. Omniverse, the digital twin. So these digital twins of factories, digital twins of warehouses, digital twins of surgical rooms, digital twins where Blue could learn how to manipulate and navigate and interact with the world, all completely done in real time. This is going to be the largest consumer electronics product line in the world. Some of them are just really working incredibly well now. This is the future of humanoid robotics, and of course, Blue. Okay? Now, humanoid robots is still in development. But meanwhile, there's one robot that is clearly at an inflection point, and it is basically here. And that is a robot on wheels. This is a robo-taxi. A robo-taxi is essentially an AI chauffeur. Now, one of the things that we're doing today, we're announcing the Nvidia Drive Hyperion. This is a big deal. We created this architecture so that every car company in the world could create cars, vehicles, could be commercial, could be passenger, could be just dedicated to robo-taxi, create vehicles that are robo-taxi ready. The sensor suite with surround cameras and radars and LiDAR make it possible for us to achieve the highest level of surround cocoon sensor perception and redundancy necessary for the highest level of safety. Hyperion Drive Hyperion, is now designed into Lucid, Mercedes-Benz, my friend Ola Kalenius, the folks at Stellantis, and there are many other cars coming. And Once you have a basic standard platform, then developers of AV systems, and there's so many talented ones, Wave, Wabi, Aurora, Momenta, Neuro, there's so many of them. WeRide, there's so many of them that can then take their AV system and run it on the standard chassis. Basically, the standard chassis has now become a computing platform on wheels. And because it's standard and the sensor suite is comprehensive, all of them could deploy their AI to it. Let's take a quick look. Okay, that's beautiful San Francisco. And as you could see, robo-taxi's inflection point is about to get here. And in the future, 1 trillion miles a year that are driven, 100 million cars made each year. There's some 50 million taxis around the world. It's going to be augmented by a whole bunch of robo-taxis. So it's going to be a very large market. To connect it and deploy it around the world, today we're announcing a partnership with Uber. Uber, Dara K. Dara is going to, we're working together to connect these Nvidia Drive Hyperion cars into a global network. And now in the future, you'll be able to hail up one of these cars, and the ecosystem is going to be incredibly rich, and we'll have Hyperion or robo-taxi cars all over the world. This is going to be a new computing platform for us, and I'm expecting it to be quite successful. Okay. So this is what we talked about today. We talked about a large number of things. We spoke about, remember, at the core of this is two platform transitions, from general purpose computing to accelerated computing. Nvidia CUDA and those suite of libraries called CUDA-X has enabled us to address practically every industry, and we're at the inflection point. It is now growing as a virtuous cycle would suggest. The second inflection point is now upon us. The second platform transition, AI, from classical handwritten software to artificial intelligence. Two platform transitioning happening at the same time, which is the reason why we're feeling such incredible growth. Quantum computing, we spoke about. Open models, we spoke about. We spoke about enterprise with CrowdStrike and Palantir accelerating their platforms. We spoke about robotics, a new, potentially one of the largest consumer electronics and industrial manufacturing sectors. And of course, we spoke about 6G. Nvidia has new platforms for 6G. We call it ARC. We have a new platform for robotics cars. We call that Hyperion. We have new platforms even for factories. Two types of factories. The AI factory, we call that DSX. And then factories with AI, we call that Mega. And so now we're also manufacturing in America. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today, and thank you for allowing me to bring Thank you for allowing us to bring GTC to Washington, D.C. We're going to do it hopefully every year. And thank you all for your service and making America great again. Thank you.
We start with a handshake, solid and true.